All right, so we got a 2015 Honda CR-V, and we do have some dirt there. It's not too bad. Let's show the wheels. And on this side, all right, so we're going to have the owner of the car pick out 3 soaps, and then we'll get back and show you which ones they picked out. All right, so for today's test, we're going to be using Rain-X High Foaming Wash and Wax. We're going to be using the Duragloss 901 Car Wash Concentrate and the Turtle Wax Ice Premium Wash and Wax. All right, so I have about 15 ounces of water, and we've got a couple ounces of our soap that was picked out for this triple play. Let's see how it foams. All right, so the PF22 had a clog in it, so I'll get out the other cannon. So as we can see, this has a really super tight foam structure, and it feels almost like oiled water. And it's a 2-stage foam because you can see the underlying layer, how it's actually clinging to the car, but the top layer is sheeting off slightly. All right, so we're going to let this dwell 6 minutes, and we'll be back and see what's left. All right, here we are back 6 minutes later, and as we can see on the horizontal surfaces, especially the top, there's probably 85 to 90% of the foam left, and on the hood maybe about 45%. Then you come around on the sides, and we're looking at maybe 20 to 25%. But one thing to note, that even what's left is very slick, which is unusual. It's only about 66 degrees out here. The humidity is not very high, and there's no direct sunlight. So more evaporated than I thought was going to, but it's leaving a lot of slickness. So let's get the pressure washer, rinse it off, and see what it did to the bonded contaminants. All right, so as I expected, it was a little tough to rinse off because it clinged to the surface really good. So there's not a lot of protection. You can see there's no beading at all on the hood. I don't know when the last time it was actually waxed or anything, but it did a good job on the, especially the front end. There was some little bit of bug remains and stuff, so it actually did a pretty good job. As probably expected, it didn't do much for the brake dust, and we wouldn't expect that to do that. So, all right, well, let's get our mitts, multiple mitts, and see how it performs in a hand contact wash. All right, so here are all three of our, here's the Duragloss 901. I'm gonna do this just like a person probably would at home. No measuring glass on this. That is very not viscous at all. It does have a really high cherry scent to it. The Rain-X also is pretty much like water. Although it does have pearls in it, it does advertise, I believe it's got the carnauba beads and then the turtle wax ice. Now this is very viscous. This is almost like gear oil. And it's got a very grape scent to it. And as you can see, the ribbons of it are actually stayed on the bottom there. All right, so let's get the pressure washer and see how this foams. All right, so this is a very, looks like a very stable foam. It's mostly made of medium cell bubbles. But what's, just like it was on the car, just the suds itself are very, very slick. And the water, it feels like it's got motor oil in your hand, which is good. So let me get everything set up and we will start doing the multiple mitt method. All right, so here we are back after we have done our contact wash and dried it. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this combination. It removed pretty much every bit of the bonded contaminants, especially on the wheels, the brake dust, which is especially hard. But it got the paint very, very clean. It even did on that wheel too. So here's a good example of using two pretty good soaps and one not so good soap to make a really good soap. So I'm very impressed with this combination. All right, guys, well, take note of that combination. I'm going to take those out of the rotation for right now. And if you have any suggestions for any different combinations, just leave them down in the description for me and we'll get it done.